Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how to export files that we created earlier in Revit to Navisworks. So just to recap, we have this example file that we have been using for our earlier videos. This example file is the master architecture file, and then we link this file to create our MEP model and also our structure model. So let's open this example file. This is the master architecture file that we are looking at. And if I go in 3D, this is the model. I want to hide these files. These are the floor plans. One thing that is important to note that when you are exporting to Navisworks, you'll always export it from the default 3D view. If you export it from the first floor plan view, only elements that are visible in this view will be exported. So it's very important that we go into default 3D view and then export so that the entire model is exported. So make sure we are in the right view. The next thing that we need to know is export is in Addins. So if you go to Addins, there are different add-in tool here. The one that we'll be using to export this project is under external tools right here. And you see that Navisworks 2017. You can click here, or you can go to the main menu. You can go to export and click on NWC, which is basically Navisworks cache file that will be created. So either you can do it from here, or you can go to external tools and click on Navisworks 2017. So let's do that. Let's export this file. So click on Navisworks 2017. Now, when this dialog box opens, it's very important to see Navisworks settings. So for instance, if you have created parts in the model, if you do not check, so if I go in Navisworks settings, and if I see here under Revit file reader, there are some settings. So if I don't check this, you see that convert construction parts. If I let it remain unchecked, it will not export those parts that I created on the floor or in the wall. So it's very important that I go and I check this before I export it. Okay, so click OK. Once that is done, let's save this file to a location that we want to. So I'm gonna save it to BIM videos, and let me create another folder here, and let's call it Navisworks coincide, and save the example file. So what it is doing, it is exporting this model into an NWC, which is a cache, Navisworks cache file. What it does, it exports this geometry into a form that Navisworks, that program, can understand. So once that is done, let's close this and let's open our other files. So let's go back to our example file MEP. So when it opens, go to the default 3D view and click on Add-in, external tools, export it. Now we know for sure that there are no parts in this, so we'll just save it as NWC, and it is exporting that. It is exported. Let's close this and go back to our structure file and open that. So once that opens, I just want to make sure that we are in the default 3D view. Let's go to Add-in and export it. So it's exporting and it is exported. So what we did so far, we exported these three files. So the one master file, that was the master architecture model, one MEP and structure file, which linked that model to create an MEP and structure project. So we exported all three files into Navisworks. So click on close, and now we can open those files in Navisworks. So let's go to the Navisworks folder where we saved that file. Let's click on example file and double click, and it will open in Navisworks. So the file is open now in Navisworks, and as you can see, it has the same navigational tools. So we have a full navigation wheel. So if you click on that, you can orbit around. So this is the model that we created as a master architecture. If you don't want to see this grid, you can go to view and disable this grid, and it will go away. Okay, so once we have opened this, what we can do now is we can bring in this model our mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems, and we can bring in our structural systems. So to do that, what we need to do, we need to go to Home and Append. So what we'll do, we'll append the remaining two files. So click on Append and let's go to MEP. Okay, click Open, and what it will do, it will bring in those mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems. And as you see here, that those systems are shown here. So you must notice that only the mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems that we modeled in the link model are brought here. So that is the advantage when you link the architecture model and you just create mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems. So when you append those models, there will not be any duplication of the walls and the roof and the floor. You will only have the mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems appended. So let's go back and let's append our structure model. So bring structure, and you see that only structural frame is brought in. It doesn't bring with it the walls and the floors and the roof. Why? Because when we created structure, we just linked the model. So that's the advantage of linking a Revit file while creating a MEP or a structural system. So this is how we export model and append them and open them in Navisworks. Thanks for watching.